Brian says there was a big poll on Twitter for the greatest third verse in hip hop history. Eminem's "Sing for the Moment" won on the votes. Second place was Nas's "The World Is Yours." What's the greatest third verse?
I actually unpacked Nas's third verse to "The World Is Yours" on the other podcast, Mirror Music, that I do, and that is up there. That whole "I need a new nigga for this black cloud to follow, because while it's over me, it's too dark to see tomorrow."
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's pretty special, but third verses are so rare now that we're gonna have to be old heads and kind of like go back to pick one.
Yeah, I gotta go back. That's one of the reasons. First one that jumped in my head was Jay's third verse on Dead Presidents 2. Love that verse.
You want to know what? I love that third verse more than I love the third verse to "The World Is Yours." In all objective, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly. Even if I don't think it's necessarily a better verse, I personally appreciate it more. That's the verse that made me a fan, because I don't love the first two verses as much.
Really?
Not as much as I love the third verse. Like the Soviet, the unified steady flow. You already know. You light. I'm heavy road, heavy dough. Mike Machete, your flow. Your paper falls slow like confetti. Mine's a steady grow. Betty go. Play 5 in it for blow. Better leave. I have 1160 to show. My dough flip like Taekwon. Jay-Z the icon. Baby, you like Dom? Maybe this crystal's a change of life, huh? Roll with the winners.
Heavy spinners.
Yeah.
Like
that nigga
records.
different on that third verse.
Don't get it corrected. Shit is perfected. For chicks
stripping and Lexus. Naked without your gun. We taking everything you brung. You caking. Your niggas is faking. We getting it done. Crime family. Well connected. Jay-Z. And you fake thugs is unplugged like MTV. I MT3. Check your treasure. My pleasure. Dead President Childs. Politics as usual.
Wow. I love that verse.
No,
I like his third verse on the streets is watching too.
Like the way he ends "Politics as Usual" and "Dead Presidents" is what made me a fan of his. Like the third verses to those records particularly is what made me a fan of his. I'm like, oh no, he can rap his ass off, but he knows how to finish super strong.
Well, what about his third verse on "The Streets is Watching"? I think that's one of his strongest verses.
I was actually thinking about the ending to the Evils, and the ending of the ending to the Evils might be his best ending. Even if Jehovah Witness bet he'll never testify, that's one of the best endings to a rap song ever.
Mad Max says Griffey Jr. better. Laughing my ass off. Stop. Nah, he wasn't. And I love Griffey. I love Griffey. But yeah, he wasn't. It is close though. I think that's the only debate. That's the only debate out there for that time
Bonds
period.
was not the pure home run hitter that Griffey was, because Griffey had seasons early on that Bonds didn't have as a home run hitter, because he didn't have his swing. But Bonds worked at his craft more than Griffey did.
I want y'all to, all these people y'all are naming, from Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, to Ken Griffey, go look at how many times they were walked.
Right, that's exactly what I was about to say. Go look at how many times they were walked.
You can't hit the ball or do anything if people aren't even going to pitch the ball to you.
No.
He outdid them on everything and got walked astronomical amounts of times. It's crazy.
There was about a 2 or 3 year stretch that if you looked at the ESPN ticker, it would say Bonds, 0 for 1, 3 BB, or it's Bonds, crazy. 1 for 1, home run, 3 BB. It's like, hold on. I was like, they walked him 3 times again? It's like they walked him 3 times yesterday.
And you know what's so tricky? It's like when in sports is about a rhythm, especially baseball. You haven't been pitched to all day, and the one time you do get pitched to, you capitalize on it. That's crazy.
No, like this is no lie. I watched the series that he played against Atlanta, and this is when Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz are still here and pitching. And this motherfucker in the series got 2 pitches to hit, and they both left the park when he hit. Yes. They gave him 2 pitches to hit.
I don't think people understand how insane
the greatest pitching staff of all time. The pitching staff gave him 2 pitches to hit in the series. I was in the building. I watched both of the pitches leave.
Well, he has that record
best
too.
Best baseball player I've ever seen. I don't know what other people are watching.
He has that record too. He's hit more home runs off of different pitches than anybody too. Like I
bet he has, because he's the best baseball mind ever.
And they wouldn't even pitch to him. When you look at how many times he was intentionally walked. So you count the intentional walks and then the regular walks. It's insane that he put up the numbers that he did.
Jay Short summed it up best. Bonds got Jeff Kent an MVP. That's how little they pitched the Bonds one year that Jeff Kent got an MVP because they literally
bat right behind him. Right.
To throw to Barry, and therefore Jeff Kent's numbers were inflated because almost every time Jeff Kent got a home run or extra base hit, guess who was on base?
Yep. Seek Beak says, what are your predictions on Saha the Prince's new album? Is he dropping this week? I hope so. I predict some good things. I mean, that new EP that he put out the other day was dope. 007 says, Nas' third verse on One Love. Super spooky.
No, the third verse on One Love is pretty special. I think, how about this? I like the third verse on One Love the way that I like that third verse on Dead Presidents. Yeah.
Ryan Gillum with the super chat says, who do y'all think has the best verse off of their album this year? So the verse of the year? Who do y'all think have the best verses off of their album this year? You know what? I'm going to say this, man. And I was riding in the car the other day. I was listening to the radio. I rarely do that, right? And, you know, all the songs on the radio, especially hip-hop radio, just, whatever. Mulatto's Sunshine on Me came on. And I was like, this is probably the best song on the radio. And I was listening to Childish Gambino's verse on there. Donald Glover's verse on there. That's a verse of the year candidate. That was a very good verse, especially for a radio record. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very dope verse.
So are we talking, when we're saying best third verse, does it have to be like a single, or is it just like period?
Are we just talking about period, right? That's what I thought. 007 says, silk shirt on my chest show, what a flirt.
Heard, it's mine. Little It's Mine Mobb Deep.
I love that verse. He came through on that, man.
He did. You want to know what? He hadn't been coming. That was around that Nostradamus time when he came, when he did that verse. That was one thing. It's like, oh, he's still alive. He lives. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Still my favorite rapper. He lives.
I like his third verse on my favorite song, Silent Murder, too. But I like that first verse, too. Yeah.
The first verse is better. I was actually thinking, Mike, the third verse on Take It in Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
third verse on Take It in Blood.
You know what was a dope verse, too? Street Dreams remix. That third verse.
I was actually thinking third verse Biggie. Listen, third verse Biggie on My Downfall.
Oh yeah, of course.
The third verse to My Downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about You Could Be the Shit? How the Illest Ride?
No, how about this, Mike? We could pick a third verse off of the last 3 songs off of Life After Death. Which one you want to pick? My Downfall, Long Kiss Goodnight? You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. Which third verse you want? Pick one of those. Those are in there too. All of those are in there big. I told you, that's the best. I've never seen a rap album end like that. It's like, is this nigga getting better at the end of the album? It's like, what the hell going on? It's like, I thought I just heard everything.
Go get a girl and get soft and warm. Don't get decided you've been invited to a quiet storm, but now it's out of hand because you told me you hate me. And then you ask, what have I done lately? First you said, all you want is love and affection. Let me be your angel, will not be your protection. Take you out, buy you all kind of things. But I got you too high, cuffed off your wings. Call it attitude. You need food to eat up. Streaming like I'm screaming on the fault of my feet up. Screaming I'm lazy. You must be crazy. Yeah, man. That man was rapping crazy. 1986 rapping like that. Impressive. It's a very impactful verse. Third verse, per se.
No, I haven't heard it in a minute. You're right. No,
but I like there's all a lot those to go through. On that.
There's a lot to go through. Somebody said the third verse on I Gave You Power, but it's like the second verse is the special verse on I Gave You Power to me.
Jay Short says, chances on getting the 90s yearbook. Kickstarter? Yeah, we down if y'all down. Y'all want to do that?
Oh yeah. We'll do a 90s nostalgia yearbook. I would love to do that. Like to document.
Yeah, and do it the right way. And I mean, the thing is, man, it's gonna take a lot of time and research, but the research is there. I mean, it is what it is.
Leroy Green agreed with you about that third verse on Your Nobody Till Somebody Kills You.
Yeah, it's a great verse.
No. Now I know we're picking My Downfall, Mike. That's how I knew I was right when I said My Downfall. Now there we go. I was waiting for that. That was great.
Well, the thing is, man. They said Eric B's president is 87. The album came out in 87. The song came out in 86. No Tricks in 86. Shit's time to build. Eric B. Easy on the cut. No mistakes allowed. Because to me, MC means move the crowd. All right, so I guess that goes my melody. That's the third verse too. The 7 MCs has like put 5 verses though. The 7 MCs is the third verse.
The 7 MC line is the third verse.
Yeah, it is.
I always thought that was like a little overrated when I heard it, but then it's one of those things where you have to appreciate the time.
It was 1987, man.
It was 1986, 87.
And actually, you're right. Technically, that was 86 because they said they recorded that and Eric
My Melody was first. My Melody was first. Right. So that's 86. And it's like, oh, well, that's not that special. And it's like, it's 1986. It's like, oh, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, that's special.
Yeah, you have to listen to everything that was rapping around that time and then listen to that.
Or nobody was doing any sort of arithmetic on record. That was for damn sure, Mike. There was no arithmetic going on record.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's fucking amazing, man.
Arithmetic, multiplication, yeah, God MC.
007 with the super chat says, controversial topic time. Who has the better R. Kelly song? Biggie or Nas? Be Happy or shoot, hold on. He said, Be Happy or Loving You versus Street Dreams. I think, man, listen, that Street Dreams remix is awesome. And Nas is going in.
In all honesty, this is actually Nas because the Street Dreams remix and Did You Ever Think are actually better than the two Biggie records. And it's one of the few times that you'll hear me say that about a Nas versus a Biggie collab record with comparable artists. It might be the only time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I guess we're going on to the next subject, and we'll wait for Friday for this Eminem thing. But I'm interested to hear the perspective that M's gonna come from, because this is Elvis, and this is somebody that he's been compared to and that he's kind of poked fun at, and I think he's kind of embraced his place in hip hop as some sort of an Elvis space. So I don't know if he's gonna have to mention it. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to hear it. And I'm interested to see if CeeLo's gonna rap or just do a hook, or what the production is gonna sound like.
I'm interested in hearing it, but that's just because I'm ahead and he matters. But it's like, am I excited for it? It's like, no, not really. And also too, it's like, well, it's funny, and I think this too. Well, he used to use Elvis in a lot of poking fun and satirical ways, and it's going to be interesting to see what his tone is as a writer on this record.
Exactly, because now he can't really do that. This is a serious biopic about a legendary artist, so poking fun at Elvis is not going to be the move. So I'm interested to see what the approach is going to be, like you said, as a writer.
Yeah, no, because here's something that I realized too. The Watcher came on the other day, and I thought about something. There are levels to this. When I hear The Watcher, you can hear him on there, especially on the hook. Everywhere that I go.
Oh yeah, so I think he's actually in there.
That's his flow and that's his cadence. Well, there's levels to this. You can't tell that's Jay that wrote Still DRE.
You can if you're told that, but you're right. Yeah,
you can't. No, you can't.
You can't tell that
Dre wrote Still DRE.
I hear Jay on the whole, especially during that time period. It's like, wake up in the AM, compose a beat. I bring the fire till you're soaking in your seat. It's not a fluke, it's the trial, I'm the truth. Since turn on the lights from the world-class wrecking crew. I could hear him there. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's funny you say that.
You know what I mean?
You remember the song that Rick Ross wrote for D-Wade?
Yeah, I do.
Wade sounded just like Ross. I'm like, Ross, you're a horrible ghostwriter.
Right. No, but that's crazy because Ross actually used to write for Trina.
I know. I just realized that the other day when Trina was doing one of her specials on TV One, she kept mentioning Ross and and I'm like, this is 99, 2000. And yeah, Ross was doing some writing. What was the other song where it was you could really tell that Ross wrote it? Oh, Dr. Dre's verse on Three Kings.
Oh, yeah. That's easy.
Mamba RS400.
And now he front show with the awards. Right.
Look, Ross's ghostwriting is not so ghost. Is Ross.
Right.
Mamba RS 400 says, "Thank you from Blueprint 3. Underrated third verse from Jay." I like that verse too, where he was going to Dipset. You remember that?
Yeah.
Jay has some moments on the Blueprint 3. I mean, I don't want to get on my Blueprint 3 tangent, but yeah, he has some moments on there. You heard Beyonce's coming out with a new album, right?
No, I didn't.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, at least that's what they're saying. So we're probably not going to get a new Jay-Z album for a minute.
She, unlike the XXL freshman cover, can just drop like whenever she wants everybody to know who she is. Like yeah, like okay. That's all she got to say is like I'm dropping an album. It's like ding.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's rumors. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing official. I don't want people to think I got some inside information, but she was trending on Twitter because they're doing like a UK release or something. So it sounds like there's some new music in the pipeline. She hadn't dropped since like 2016, and Jay hadn't dropped since like 17. But I don't know if we're gonna get a new Jay-Z album this year. I think if she drops this year, we might get one from him next year, maybe. But again, at that point, we'll have KD. No, you know what? To be fair, Nasir. But now he dropped Everything Is Love same day as Nasir. So at that point, we'll have KD, KD2. I know y'all hate when we do this. Magic, and KD3. Man.
I mean, Mike, not in comparison to, and him and his daughter were just at the game. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think everybody knows it's like, well, I have a daughter and I'm very active with her and love her dearly. And it's like, it was one of those things that it made me realize it's like, if you don't want to rap, it's okay, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
It was one of those things
this is like music's the furthest thing from the mind right now, as far as being a performer. No, and that's great.
I can remember. You want to know what's funny? I can remember. No, I can remember a while back when my daughter was a little bit younger. I took her courtside to a Hawks game. I think it was the Celtics. Hawks and the Celtics were playing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I can remember sitting down there with her and we were just talking and chilling, enjoying the game. And I'm like covering up her ears when the players are coming on the sidelines because these dudes are and I can just remember, rap was the furthest thing from my mind, dude. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
It seems like, like she's really a basketball fan and a Steph Curry fan. Like, they're both basketball fans. And like you said, mm-hmm. he was there to enjoy the game with his daughter because she's a legit fan. It kind of looked like when Kobe was introducing his daughter to Luka and Trae Young. Like, real life fan stuff,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm with my dad. I'm not with Jay-Z. I'm with my dad. Dad introduced me to Steph. You know what I mean?
It's right. Like, and I'll tell you this too, Mike. Like, I'm pretty infamous around this city, and like my daughter hates going out with me because every time we go out somewhere, we run into somebody I know. Because it's like she knows who I am in the city to a lot of people, but I'm just dad, so that shit gets on her nerves. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because it happens even when we go to the grocery store. It's like somebody be like, "Yo, Coop," and not even like on according to hip hop. I've done a lot of different things and moved in a lot of different circles, and so we'll be at the gas station, the grocery store, and somebody be like, "Yo, Coop," and she'll roll her eyes, and because I might be somebody like these other people, but I'm just dad, and it's like she just wants to kick it with dad, and it's like when those moments are going on. It's like when you just want to get back to being dad. You're not thinking about like rap. Rap niggas. I'm not thinking about according to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about our ideas or our topics for the show. And so like I get it. And so I guess when I saw those pictures, it was like one of those reminders. It's like, no, it's cool if you're not inspired to right now. I've been there before. Like, it's don't force it is what I'm saying. Oh, don't force it. Like, because what you're doing right now is the best thing and the coolest thing ever. And take it from somebody whose daughter is in high school right now and learning how to drive.
You never get those days back.
And just started working her first job. Well, it happens fast, and you don't get too many more moments like that sometimes. So it's like,
we got a super chat from Raka Shah. It says, Bonds had MLB record 688 intentional walks in his career, and no other player had more than 400. That is an amazing stat. Yes, it is. It's amazing in the sense where you understand that that stat is going to keep you from even getting some sort of contact with the ball. This ain't like some regular stat. This is a stat where they're just taking you out of the game. It's amazing. And the fact that he still has those numbers. Like you said, imagine what he would have had if they would actually pitch to him at a regular rate. You remember that year when, well, I know you remember the year, when Brady and Moss were playing together in New England?
2007. 2007.
Yes. And so I remember watching like every single game because I told people when Moss got traded there, I was like, I don't see them losing a game. I was almost right. So anyway, I used to watch every single game.
Me too. No, I saw that too. I was like, oh, he got Randy Moss. I was like, you cancel this.
What would happen when Brady got in the red zone? They would just intentionally, like, you know, say do a pass interference on Moss. You know what I'm saying? So he would, like, somebody else is going to have to score. I saw that happen at least 4 or 5 times, just me watching. If they wouldn't have done those things, yeah, I know. If they wouldn't have done those things, imagine how far the record would be out of time. That's what they did to Bonds throughout his whole career.
No, you're right. No, you're right, Mike. I think I probably saw it happen double the time because I watched those games too. I remember I feel like there was about 8 or 9 plays where they was just like, well, if we don't grab him, it's about to be a touchdown, so let's just grab him.
Yep. I mean, it is.
And I've never seen nothing like that really happen before with that frequency, including when Randy Moss was in Minnesota. It was like a little bit faster.
It was some amazing football to watch, man. It was entertaining to see as a fan. And that's all I want to see from this finals. I just want to see some entertaining basketball. I don't want to see a bunch of turnovers and guys who can't even keep the ball in front of them. Jay Short with the Super Chat says, I'm from North Carolina. They built a stadium for Bonds.
No, he's saying NorCal. He's saying Northern California. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bonds is out there. North Cal, my bad. Yeah, man. Nope. I mean, listen, man. It is what it is, man. Bonds the best player I ever seen. I've been a fan since the Pirates days. And like you said, it was conflicting because we're the Atlanta Braves and we had to see those guys. But he made it fun to watch baseball. I mean, the Andy Van Slyke years over there.